Captain Sean, this is Commander Jirok. The MIDAS array has been tapped. My crew is standing by.
Copy that, Commander. Fortescue, this is the Enterprise reporting in. We are in position and ready to intercept the Harmony. Captain Corrin, do you copy?
Captain, I have received an emergency transmission from the Fortescue. Cloaking technology has been compromised. The Aetherians could get a visual lock on Corrin's crew in moments if we do not act swiftly. Enterprise, the Lisette systems are shutting down. Something is overriding our cloaking technology. Captain Sean, do you copy? Sean? Vakel?
And welcome back. We find ourselves making our way through the Alpha Quadrant to Station Deep Space Nine at the request of a new friend.
Greetings, this is Hugh, Director of the Cooperative Borg and Borg Reclamation Project. I'm assembling a task force to take down the Aetherians, and Command has put your name forward as their specialist on all things Borg. As you know, the Cooperative and its allies are currently trying to track down Thaseen Fei. We think we've found her. Will you meet me at Deep Space Nine? I've called for a classified, high-priority meeting with the Alliance. Upon arrival, I recommend you have your first officer dock your ship so we can run some diagnostics on it at the station. We've been working on experimental methods of removing what we believe is Aetherian starship sabotage. We can't risk any further malfunctions. I'll be counting on you and your ship today.
So, while the Aetherians have been quieter than expected, several things have been occurring behind the scenes. During our mission to deal with the Zenkethi rebels that had been on the mind of Chancellor L'Rell, among others, we saw corrupted protomatter fall into the hands of the Borg, and the added rogue element of these beings created by the Aetherians, these Chimerans. It's unclear what their goal is, and they appear to be somewhat of a variable. Right now, we're in the dark on exactly what they're doing, or even if they have a plan. It's become increasingly clear that somehow the Aetherians have also managed to inflict sabotage across multiple ships in the Alliance, as we have had several instances of warp cores stalling and weapons failing from among Starfleet's Romulan, Klingon and even Lucari ships. However, major systems overhauls have been conducted to root out the cause of these disruptions, and Starfleet is hopeful we're nearing a fix. And after our encounter with Director Hugh aboard the Harmony and the reveal of the Aetherians being Borg-Iconians from another universe, the Director has had one thing on his mind: saving them from their collective existence, pulling them away from the hive mind of their Borg. In the weeks since, he's been working alongside the Khitomer Alliance and Starfleet to develop a de-assimilation agent for the Aetherians, but it's difficult. Their ascension process is rather different from simple Borg assimilation, and he's forced to eventually turn to outside help. He petitions the alternate universe Iconian Alliance that we met in Part 188 to share their expertise and advanced technology, but they, ever wary, ask that any technology they contribute result in only one device, and that all their contributions are to be deleted after the fact, to prevent their advanced Iconian developments from falling into the hands of any Borg or, frankly, the forces of our universe. Understandable, considering we've only been aware of each other for a short amount of time. So, with efforts underway to counter our enemy before they make an overt move, we're ordered to attend this upcoming operation to take down the Aetherians in one strike. What could possibly go wrong?
Welcome to Deep Space Nine. I am filling in for President Okeg, whose presence was requested at Khitomer HQ instead. The other Alliance captains recruited for this mission have already received their briefs and will be heading out shortly. When you're ready, you may take a seat to attend the conference. Until then, feel free to strategize with your allies. I will be observing from the sidelines so I can draw up a mission report once you've returned.
Very well, thank you, Chairman. This seems a pretty big deal if he's here to observe. But from what I can tell, everyone's preparing to leave. Aren't I going with them? Shouldn't I be going with the captains?
Ah, you're right. I should have clarified. Admiral Quinn has informed me that the priority mission is indeed scheduled to begin soon. However, your ship is taking longer to upgrade than expected. You see, we're running your systems through some sabotage diagnostics, highly experimental routines provided to us by the Cooperative, but we hope it'll do the trick. You will be able to join your allies on the front line as soon as it's ready for service.
The Armiger's being stubborn. Got it. Looking around, we can see prominent people we have worked closely with before. Captain Kagran of the Khitomer and head of Anti-Iconian operations, Admiral Jorrel Quinn, one of the 5-star admirals of Starfleet and our immediate boss, Proconsul Datan of the Romulan Republic, and the recently instilled, not to mention resurrected, Chancellor Laurel of the Klingon Empire. And finally, the captains of numerous flagship vessels, Corin of the Bortiskew, Jirok of the Lasette, and of course Captain Shon of the Enterprise F. It looks like they're done with their briefing, so we say hello.
You made it. Always good to share a high-priority mission with a fellow Starfleet officer. I saw your ship docked out at one of the pylons. Let me guess, Aetherian sabotage, right? Well, if it's any consolation, I hear they're almost finished with the experimental diagnostics they're running. You'll be the first to test them out. With any luck, you'll be joining us soon for what will hopefully be my last tactical operation for quite some time. Admiral Quinn's put in a good word for me with Pete Harkins of the old Pathfinder project. Who knows? Maybe we can start up a new exploratory initiative. I haven't exactly told the other captains about that, though. Keep it to yourself. Let's focus on taking down these Aetherian Grelthi and call it a day. Starfleet's counting on us.
Would that involve moving away from the Enterprise? Well, I can see why. The urge to get back out to exploration is strong. Pete Harkins was seen in Star Trek Voyager as the head of Project Pathfinder, using the long-range MIDAS array to communicate across and observe the galaxy. Next, we talk to Jirok.
You're late, but I am pleased to see you here. The atmosphere is a little tense inside this conference room. Loris has informed us that the Dominion does not intend to partake in this mission. Their fleet is indisposed. In fact, a number of allied powers are no-shows today. Not a great start. I thought I was done with mad demigods for the foreseeable future, but it looks like we've got an Aetherian cult leader on our hands. I don't know much about this Thaseen Fei, but I've heard she's bad news. I better ready up the Lasette and check in with my crew.
See you in the field, Commander. Jirok points out that the issues that were brewing among the Alliance powers are still persistent, and possibly being caused by the meddling of the Aetherians trying to divide and conquer. Finally, we talk to Captain Corin.
Have you come to join us in glorious battle against the Aetherians? Or are you content with watching from the sidelines like a kachom? We should already be heading to our destination point, yet the Alliance leaders wish to host a conference first. I, for one, will not sit by idly and let the opportunity to strike first pass me by.
Well, don't blow up all the Aetherians before I get there.
Please, have a seat.
With that, the captains of the flagships depart, and we're ready to receive our orders.
Thank you all for coming. I know not all of our allies could make it today.
It's not the first time we host a high-priority conference at Deep Space Nine on the threats posed by the Borg. But this time, our mission feels a little more hopeful. Director?
The Cooperative and I called on the Alliance today to inform your captains that one of our nanoprobes has successfully tracked Aetherian Concordium leader Thaseen Fei to the MIDAS array.
Thaseen Fei believes she is on her way to seize control of the array and lay a trap for the Alliance. This time, we've come prepared.
We've been working on a strategy against the Aetherians, and have been tracking their trajectory for some time now.
Thanks to the Cooperative, the MIDAS array has already been evacuated. Non-essential personnel have been transferred using cloaked Klingon vessels provided by Chancellor L'Rell, and false life signs intended to lure the Aetherians in have been planted aboard the array with Romulan technology lent to us by Proconsul Datan.
But that's not all. A team of cooperative scientists and I have been developing an Aetherian diffusion device that we're hoping to use on Thaseen Fei. Our Priority 1 tactical initiative is to ambush her by the MIDAS array in order to extract and interrogate her. My fleet is currently split up in an orbit of both the Lukari homeworld and the Jarrett system Dyson sphere to prevent incursions of any kind. Recent events suggest both the Lukari and Iconians are at risk. There's a high probability Thaseen Fei will head to one of these locations next. As the Yasutake is stationed by the Dyson sphere, I'll be needing a ride to the MIDAS array. Fortunately, the Admiral, Chancellor, and Proconsul have sent their best ships to assist us.
Are we really certain that Aetherian technology is unable to detect a cloaked evacuation and false life signs?
Perhaps you should ask the Tal Shi'ar, Proconsul. Our latest mission reports indicate the Aetherians were involved with them somehow.
Chancellor, you and I both know that I have no relation to the Tal Shi'ar or their nefarious activities. Besides, the data found aboard the Harmony was barely legible. It could have been fabricated for all we know.
Please, my friends, let's put our differences aside for the sake of the galaxy. We can discuss the details at a later date. Our current priority is to safely excise Thaseen Fei and defuse her, if possible.
And why is that exactly, Admiral?
Because we believe Thaseen Fei is the Aetherian Borg Queen.
And if we can get to her, we can get to her entire collective.
You are a worthy ally, Director. But are you really prepared to take on a 200,000-year-old Iconian Borg Queen?
I'm glad you asked. I've got an expert on all things Borg Queen aboard the Enterprise. Come see me when you're ready.
Thaseen Fei is the Queen, huh? Well, she does seem in command, and advanced or not, they're still Borg.
We will not stand by as the Aetherians threaten to take over the galaxy or bow before tyrants. Not ancient Iconians, changeling infiltrators, Terran emperors, or even Borg queens. Good luck today.
We did find evidence on the Harmony that the Aetherians were interested in the Tal Shi'ar.
The Aetherians bring great dishonor to our galaxy. They lie, trick, deceive, and worst of all, steal from others. These smooth-headed Marchwipu do not even have the backbone to earn their spoils. We must do whatever it takes to put an end to their treachery. Good luck with your mission.
Equally, the protomatter supplied to the Zenkithi rebels was originally from the Lukari via the Aetherians too. These rebels had plans to harass the Khitomer Alliance with it, and had been the chief concern of the Klingon Empire. The Empire's current cooperation here is likely in response to our de-escalation of that threat.
As much as I'd like to see Starfleet return to a role of discovery, I'm afraid its phasers at the ready for now. Above all else, it's imperative the Alliance remains united. A number of galactic leaders are missing today. I hope this isn't indicative of anything but a difference in priorities. Stay safe out there.
Agreed. I wonder what has the Dominion so preoccupied, and where are the Delta Quadrant Alliance powers?
Thanks for meeting me here. The captain should be arriving at the MIDAS array any minute now. Here are the details of our mission. I've been working on a diffusion device for some time now, together with the Yasutake's first officer, Commander Duff. In essence, we've modified Admiral Janeway's neurolytic pathogen to make it compatible with the Aetherians. Instead of neural disruption, this device uses a retroviral agent to break genetic fusion and revert drones to their pre-fusion state. Here's the catch, though. We need someone to spread this virus for us. A liberated Borg is the ideal candidate, as they'd be able to tap into the Aetherian subspace frequencies.
I guess I wasn't assimilated long enough to count, so we need someone that was, like you?
That's right. Or the XP ally I've called in. If we target Thaseen Fei, we should be able to sever the Aetherians from their queen. Needless to say, it's risky, and could lead to widespread chaos within her collective. But even if we fail, as long as we capture her, we'd still be able to use her as a bargaining chip or interrogate her. We've only got one shot at this. This is a single-charge diffusion device, so we'll need to be quick and smart. Looks like I'm down a fleet today, so I'll be traveling with you, if you don't mind. I hear your ship is about ready.
I'll be notified when the proofing's done. Looking forward to working with you again, Hugh.
Lieutenant Kagrash has informed me that your ship is ready for service. Good luck out there.
Ah, good timing. So, our mission is to let the fleet go ahead of us, spring the ambush around the MIDAS array to soften up the harmony. Then we arrive along with Hugh and his XP ally to use this diffusion device on Thaseen Fei, thereby disseminating the collective Aetherians in the same way Janeway did to our Borg in late 2378. This should disrupt their collective. Well, it certainly feels a high-risk plan, especially with only this one-use device and 2 candidates to administer it. Arriving at the MIDAS array, it looks like things have already gone awry. The fleet is in tatters. The array itself is unscathed.
Damn, the Aetherians must have seen us coming somehow. Proconsul Datan was right. Let's act quickly. We need to search the system and get a debrief from the Alliance captains.
If they're still alive, I'm seeing a lot of wreckage.
Long-range sensors suggest the Borg-Iconians is critically damaged. Let's go.
We set a course for the Borg-Iconians, the Klingon flagship, and Captain Corin. Along the way, we pass the wreckage of several other Empire vessels, but we cannot stop to help, as harsh as that sounds. After all, we still have a mission to undertake, and it's not over. We're not the rescue party. We just need to do what we can to assess the situation.
This is Captain Corin. The Borg-Iconians has sustained plasma conduit ruptures across several decks.
Hold your position, Captain. We'll begin repairs with a low-frequency gamma weld.
Closing in, we're able to put out the plasma fires and reinforce their structural integrity field. Doing so is enough for the Borg-Iconians' own repair teams to get things under control.
Director, I see you do not back down from a challenge. Your assistance is appreciated.
Assistance we better redirect to the Lisette. Let's move.
Sensors discern the Romulan Tolwa-class flagship ahead, among other readings that seem Aetherian in origin. As we close in, we can pass the remains of other Romulan ships in a similar state to the Klingons.
This is the Lisette. Do you copy? We're being tailed by a drone ship.
Commander Jirok, this is Director Hugh. Copy that. We're on it.
Okay then. Red alert and prepare to lock onto the drone ship. I want it gone in the first volley.
Nicely done. My compliments to you, Tactical Officer.
You're a welcome sight. It seems your delayed arrival is now turning out to be vital to the success of our mission. Not a conclusion I would have been able to draw by relying on logic alone.
You're welcome, Commander, but forgive me, where's the Enterprise? And the Harmony, for that matter?
Past the array. However, the exact position is unclear. The Aetherians have severed the Lisette's comms link with the Enterprise.
So, it looks like not all the sabotage was removed from your ships. Operations needs to keep a careful eye on our systems too then. But what went down here?
Full systems malfunction. Before we set off on our mission, Alliance vessels received a comprehensive security sweep at Deep Space Nine. Unfortunately, the sabotage went undetected, which is cause for concern. To my knowledge, the Aetherians have never been aboard the Lisette. This means their plans are either being carried out remotely, or that sabotage technology was discreetly brought aboard. But they're here all right. We're still investigating, but if you'd like to witness the malfunctions yourself, you can head to the MIDAS array. The Romulan Republic did not only plant false life signs, but a surveillance system. Approved by the Alliance, of course.
We'll do that. We can't afford to have our ship fail too. Ah, damn it.
Thanks, Commander. Cause for concern indeed. We'll head to the array as we search for the Enterprise.
We thought we'd found sabotage. We thought we fixed it, and it still wasn't enough. Let's hope these experimental upgrades done to the armature last. Closing in on the MIDAS array, it's far bigger than I anticipated. The system was created in the mid-2370s and it's one of the most advanced hyper-subspace transmitters we have, capable of sending signals to practically any point in the Milky Way galaxy at incredible speeds. It was instrumental in contacting Voyager when it was stranded in the Delta Quadrant, and since then has served as an exploratory scope and continued comms device for pathfinding initiatives. Quite why the Aetherians want it is a mystery for the moment. We access its security logs to see what happened.
Captain Sean, this is Commander Jirok. The MIDAS array has been tapped. My crew is standing by.
Copy that, Commander. Borg-Iconians, this is the Enterprise reporting in. We are in position and ready to intercept the Harmony. Captain Corrin, do you copy?
Captain, I have received an emergency transmission from the Borg-Iconians. Cloaking technology has been compromised. The Aetherians could get a visual lock on Corrin's crew in moments if we do not act swiftly.
Damn. Well, still no sign of the Harmony. And the Borg-Iconians is showing up on our sensors now. This is not good. Commander, could you get closer and provide a status report? The Enterprise has to maintain position.
Agreed. The Lisette is temporarily abandoning position. Helm, set a course for the Borg-Iconians, but keep a distance.
Enterprise Lisette. This is Captain Corrin. Borg-Iconians. Comms have disrupted. The spineless enemy has...
Captain Corrin, do you copy? There's no response. Enterprise, the Lisette needs to get closer in order to scan the Borg-Iconians, or beam down if necessary. Wait. Enterprise, the Lisette systems are shutting down. Something is overriding our cloaking technology. Captain Sean, do you copy? Sean? Vakel?
It looks like the Alliance ships were sabotaged, but at different times. As if Thaseen Fei had planned to incapacitate the captains in battle. But something went wrong. Why not trigger the malfunctions in one go? Get everyone at the same time? And why the Borg-Iconians first? It all feels a little erratic. I wonder if our ambush took her by surprise after all. We need to reach the Enterprise and get to the bottom of this.
Agreed. We could use the MIDAS recordings to pinpoint the last location of the Enterprise and the Harmony and set a course. See what we can find there. I can't work out if it's disheartening or not that apparently we did manage to have the element of surprise, and this is still how it turned out. The Borg-Iconians sabotage either kicked in or was triggered by the approaching Harmony. Then, the ambush was sprung, and the Aetherians started activating their sabotage on the rest of the fleet as it presented itself. Clearly, we still have a ways to go in understanding just how they deploy their Enochian writings, and how it gets aboard our ships in the first place. For now, we need to find the Enterprise and our quarry and continue the operation. It's not long before something comes into sight.
Look who showed up to the party. Just in time to watch my ship get towed into oblivion. Poetic.
Glad you're in such good spirits, Captain, but it's not time for goodbyes yet.
As we approach, we can see the wrecks of numerous Starfleet ships and the Enterprise F caught in a tracked beam. The consolation is that the Harmony itself also looks heavily damaged. There are 3 Aetherian de-escalators around the Enterprise, and their shields are at 41% and falling. Opening fire with phasers and torpedoes, we managed to destroy 1 and disable 2.
Through fusion, we are victorious.
And then more show up. I was hoping it would be easy.
Thaseen Fei's on that ship. Don't let it escape. I bet she's already powering up a reality vortex.
On it. We'll disable the Harmony's EPS grid and quantum phase generators.
Just find me the points to shoot at on that thing. Our first point of call is to free the Enterprise. At least then we'll have an ally on our side. The newly arrived cruiser moves to engage us, and we trade blows while mopping up the smaller vessels. While a tougher opponent, we manage to weather its blows by reinforcing our shielding, and eventually it falls. So far, no sign of Aetherian sabotage in our systems. However, the battle is not over, as the Harmony itself has restored partial weapons power and resumed its attack on the Enterprise. So now we move to target its weapons systems. Be careful not to destroy the ship, as we need Thaseen Fei alive for our plan to work.
The Harmony's weapon systems are down. Now's our chance to disable that tractor beam.
On it, we need to push our advantage.
That's it. The Harmony has been disabled.
Excellent. Keep an eye out for reality distortions. We need to know if it's primed to jump at all. And hail the Enterprise.
You just prevented my ship from getting booked on a terrifying interdimensional flight. The offer of a one-way ticket to the Aetherian homeworld isn't entirely uncompelling, but it's the complementary side of assimilation I take issue with. I'd love to stay and chat about how grateful I am, but we've got an Aetherian boarding party on our hands down here. What's more, Commander Kiona has just notified me that Thaseen Fei's decided to join her little friends aboard the Enterprise.
What?
A hell of a situation we've got on our hands, but perhaps this is a blessing in disguise.
I'll say, she'd be harder to get to on the Harmony, but capturing her on our turf sounds far better. Opinions, Director Hugh?
You're right. My colleague is already aboard the Enterprise waiting for our arrival. Hopefully this gives us an advantage. Ready to beam down on your command.
Well, let's go get this would-be deity. Prepare away teams and equip to blaspheme.